Good evening and welcome to the maiden edition of the Ghana We Want. I am Grace Bagbo, but feel free to call me Miss Bagbo whenever you see me around. Joining me in the studio are two intellectuals. To my immediate right is Mr. Regan Kofi Dumbo, a national communication team member for the MPP. You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, Miss Bagbo. Thank you. Once we wake up and you are alive and well, I think that is the most important thing. So I always say when you wake up in the morning and you are alive and well, the rest is bonus. Just give thanks to God and move on. So I'm happy to be alive and well. Yeah.
Exactly. Beside him is Mr. Era Salifu Razak, a deputy EC chair for the Unimag SRC. You're welcome, Mr. Era.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Bamboo.
You're welcome. Sure. Remember, you can always join the conversation, share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Now, as tradition demands, an icebreaker question. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, my question to you today is if you were given $10,000, are you going to spend or you are going to save?
Well, first or himself. Oh, we are in opposition, so $10,000 there as an opposition. Just take care of your family. I don't know how much it is in cities, maybe 100,000 or something. Take care of the family, and maybe you see some one of the supporters of NPP, you just help him out because we are really this government is really kicking us. Is really kicking us. So not only as the whole Ghana. So I think that is what I use my $10,000 for the family and for the rest of the constituents. So if it gets to one, well, fine. If it not gets to anybody, I'll just donate to the poor and the needy. Yeah.
Very well said. What about you, Era?
Oh, I'm a bit confused because I don't know what the question has got to do with the status of.
You are in power, so everything has to do with you. Hey.
Party, but
for Sao.
Attributing it to being in a position and all that, I think is quite unnecessary. But let's move on.
But tell me, how are you? How are you going to?
He's in power, so government in power. $10,000 is nothing to him. It's nothing. It's nothing to party in power.
Please allow him to speak. Tell me, Era, how are you going to spend that?
$10,000 is it's an amount of money. It's quite substantial, and you can do good things with it. For someone like me, I don't like spending that much, so obviously it's savings or proper investments and income.
All right, very well said.
He's an NDC. He used it to buy sanitary pad. That's what they like to use for.
What's that supposed to be?
Well, I just ignore the mischief from.
They use the money to buy sanitary pads and unnecessary things. Unnecessary things. That's what they use our money for.
This is pure mischief.
I'm playing mischief. Come on.
Remember, you can join the conversation. Let me know if you had $10,000. How are you going to spend that? Now we are going to dive right into the conversation, but before we do that, let's take a quick breather. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, on the 22nd of December 2025, the Constitutional Review Committee presented to President Mahama a recommendation to extend the presidential and parliamentary term from 4 years to 5 years. Now, there have been conversations surrounding this, and today we are also about to get into it. So, Mr. Era, I'd like to find out, do you think moving from a 4-year to a 5-year presidential and parliamentary term improves governance, or merely prolongs the time citizens suffer under poor leadership?
Thank you very much for the question. Before I answer the specific question, I want to take us back into history.
Please do.
The Constitutional Review Committee started. So on January 19th, 2026, 2025, the president appointed prominent individuals to constitute the Constitutional Review Committee. And the chair of the committee was Professor H. Prempe, a very legal brain, legal luminary, widely known. So he chaired the committee, and the president tasked them to work within 5 months and submit their reports. But working on the Constitutional Review Committee entails a lot. So it spanned from 5 months to 11 months. And they submitted their report, as you rightly mentioned, on the 22nd of December 2025.
Yeah.
Mind you, this was a political pledge. This was a campaign promise made by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the run-up to the 2024 general election. So, as a president who fulfills his promise, who stands by his words, and I describe him as a verb. Yes, a verb is an action word or a doing word, right? He does it and he acts it. So it's a verb. To me, that's how I describe it. So as a man of his word, he constituted a committee, ensured that they work. He provided the resources that they needed. They did the work and they submitted the report. Now, to your question, as to whether it will prolong the hardship citizens face under poor leadership or make them enjoy under better leadership. Now, the issue here is not about whether you are going to have a bad president or a good president. It is about accountability. Because most often than not, you have political leaders give the excuse that the 4-year term is not enough. Because the first year in government, they use it to do transition and all that. Appoint ministers, prepare their first budget and all that. It takes a lot to constitute a government. Changing from over 800 state institutions, appointing CEOs, board members and all that, and appointing ministers and advisors and all that. It takes a long time. So the first year is for those things. Now the second and third year is where the proper work starts.
Exactly.
Now, 2 years, myself and you can agree that 2 years is not enough to do anything monumental. Now the fourth year is purely election.
Yes.
Every government is natural that government will want to maintain political power, so they will channel their energy into winning the election. So that also takes much of the time in the whole 4 years. So technically, it's not 4 years; it's much a 2.5 year period for the presidency. Now, to solve this problem, you need to have a thorough discussion on how to solve this problem. And I think that the Constitutional Review Committee, through the work of the H. Kwesi Prempeh-led committee, did a very good job by recommending that we extend the presidential term limit to 5 years. Mind you, the former president, John Kufuor, before he exited power, recommended that we should have a 7-year term, one term, no 2 terms. So once the president comes, 7 years, you are one. That's it. Because he felt that the 4 years is not enough for a president to do anything monumental or substantial. So I think that this will help, one, save some CDs for the government. I mean, when I say CDs, some money, because you see, running an election is not a joke. There's a lot that goes into running an election. The money, the printing of ballot papers, I mean, recruiting or procuring election items and all that. It takes a lot of money. So running election every 4 years is a burden on the national purse.
Right.
So extending it to 5 years at least eases the pressure and allows government to rake in a lot of revenue from other, because you see, the EC does not rake in revenue. It's rather expense. Okay, because it's an institution that it's not a profit-making institution. The only time the EC can make some money is when other private organizations, like the political parties and schools, come to them and ask for their assistance to help them run an election internally. That is when they get to pay some minor fees. That one is not even substantial to make a lot of revenue for the state. And so theirs is more of spending. And so running it in a space of 5 years, I think will help the government save some money. And let's not lose focus on the fact that accountability is at stake. But you see, the issue of accountability for me does not arise, because eventually, if a government is not doing well, and the people will eventually have a chance to share their opinion through the ballot.
Right.
Okay, and so at the end of the 5 years, you go to the ballot. If you feel that the president or the government is not up to task or is not performing to your standard, you have the chance to vote for them or against them.
Right.
Yes, that is
Okay.
within your rights conferred on you in the Constitution,
Okay.
1992 Constitution.
I'll get back to you. Let me hear from Mr. Reagan.
Well, thanks again, and I want to say thanks to the viewers too who have tuned in and subscribed to watch us our maiden edition. Review. I have my own reservation on that. I think as a country, review of the Constitution, unless we change our value system, our values and our morals, this is of no use to us, to me. Because if you say you change the Constitution and we don't change our attitude, our values, it's baseless. Because as I would say, 2015, I was in Europe. I remember 2015, there was a fire outbreak in I think Romania, 2015, in a nightclub, and I think about 32 people died. You know, the fire department, the fire service, they delayed in quenching the fire. And you know what happened? The prime minister resigned. Someone's private nightclub burned and killed 32 people. It was recorded in Romania. The prime minister, he was Victor Ponta. He has to resign. The interior minister has to resign, and the fire department boss has to resign. You know, that's what I'm saying about white. You know, when you go to the UK, it's not illegal to lie on your CV as a government appointee in the UK. But if you lie on your appointee, morally, you have to resign. Nobody force you. You know, so I'm talking about the morals here. You know, I'll transition to Ghana here. When recently bus stop boys went to Tema, a new town, when we saw the fish, how they displayed the fish and all that. And are you trying to tell me that the EPA officials or the Metropolitan Assembly officials were not aware that they were there? Somebody has to resign. Look at the flood that happened on June 2015. Somebody has to resign. Recent flood, someone has to resign. The president appointed, I think, Honorable Stan Dube or something to take care of the flood, and it happened, it killed 32 people. Nobody cared. So we can change the constitution however we want it, whichever way we want it. But if we don't change our values, people will manipulate the system. Politicians will manipulate the system, especially these NDC people. You know, before the PPA Act, we were using the Crown Agency system of procurement. And as we were using that procurement, it was just as rigorous as the PPA Act. And people, we were really were Ghanaians using the sole sourcing thing. But when we enacted the PPA Act, you could see that the politicians, especially our brothers here, they are manipulating it. You could see that the big push, all is sole sourcing. And the scandal, we also saw the scandal that happened recently. So we can change the constitution whichever we want to, but unless our brothers change their attitude and their mischievous activities, no, we will not land anywhere. You could see that the Constitutional Review Committee happened. You could see that all they have accepted the one that favors them. I will state the example. S gratia was abolished. The committee recommended that we abolish we should tax S gratia, but they said no, you maintain it. Meanwhile, before President Kufuor signed the S gratia into law around I think January 2019, they were against it. But when they came, they didn't abolish the S gratia. They are now enjoying it. So I would say that we can change the constitution whichever way we want to, but unless we change our values, the value will still be the same. We will not land anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. I want to find out what specific problem do you think the fifth term is going to solve? Should we implement it?
So in my earlier submission, I mentioned that the 4 years, if you look at it technically, it's 2.5 years, 2.5 years. And so it gives the government enough space to implement their flagship programs, their infrastructure drive, and all that.
What kind of infrastructures are we talking about that needs 5 years?
So we can advance the course and look at our historical history as a country. So you have the NPP under Kufuor. commencing the breeding. Okay. And you have Kufuor not being able to complete the breeding. It has to take another government,
Right.
the Atamil's government, to complete it. So, assuming without admitting that President Atamil says that because it's not my party member, I'm not going to continue that project. And we've seen much of that in our political system, especially with the e-blocks, where Mahama started the e-blocks. Our friends in the NPP said they were in the bush and all that. Meanwhile, when they came,
Of course, they were in the bush.
when they came, they promised in 2016 that they were going to build 350 new senior high schools whilst rehabilitating the existing ones. Meanwhile, your predecessor started building e-blocks. They came, they abandoned those projects completely, and then it has to take John Mahama again under his second coming to revisit those projects again. If Mahama had enough time, like a 5 years term limit, 2013 to let's say 2017 ended, he would for sure be able to complete quite a substantial number of the e-blocks that he promised. But because of the term limit, it becomes difficult to execute this project. These are realities that we shouldn't overlook.
Right.
You get it?
Right.
And my brother, I find it a bit challenging when he links. You see, the issue of constitutional review is not supposed to be a political thing, because eventually he will also come to government,
exactly,
and he would, one way or the other, benefit or would have to work with the constitution.
Right.
And so what they should be doing as opposition, it's not. I always say that you, as opposition, you should criticize, but at least criticize constructively. Let's do away with the politics of convenience and.
When you are wasting money buying century pass, you century pass, you don't want us to talk.
Let's look.
You are spending 19 million cedis to cultivate Kwensusa, and you want us to keep quiet. Come on.
You see,
please.
Attributing the Constitutional Review Committee to the Sandugbe led committee, flat management committee, and all that, I mean, to me, is irrelevant. Okay. Let's focus on the topic on board. All right. He spoke about morals and how we should work on our morals as a country. But you see, the Constitution is a living organism. The reason why most lawyers say the Constitution is a living organism is because, one, the Constitution at every point in time is tweaked to meet the realities that we find ourselves as a country or as a people. And so if you see, in the UK previously, like the former president said, that when he was young and he was in the UK, the issues of LGBT was illegal. But as time went on, society embraced it. And because of the pressure that was mounted on the system from society, it became legal. So laws are made for us. And it is based on law that we are able to behave accordingly. If there are no laws, I mean, morals will not even exist, because there's nothing to, I mean, keep us in check and to help us behave how we should, orderly.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But overlooking this and saying that we should upgrade how do we upgrade our morals without proper laws? Even traditionally, we have traditional bylaws that helps us to, I mean, behave and go about our normal lives responsibly. You know, so I don't think this should be overlooked and be looked through the political lens. Let's look at this and offer our solutions if the need be, because this has not gone to parliament yet. It is the presidency and the government saying, the executive arm of government saying that this is what they endorse. They are endorsing the findings of the Constitutional Review Committee on this subject matter. Let's look at it. If you have anything to say about it, just vent out your opinion. But to rubbish it completely and say it is needless and that we should focus on moral values, I think it's.
I feel like you have something to say.
I have a lot to say.
Voice it out.
All he's saying is he's talking about us not continuing the e-block in the bush or something. But you remember that when I came in the afternoon, we were discussing something about education, how we should transform education from these theory and unnecessary courses to more of a STEM stuff like that. And you could see the our honorable Edichum. He implemented STEM schools. You could talk of we also Abomosu, Dalso, some is at East Legon, and we have some at, I think, Ablekumanov, and the rest of the country. STEM is the way to go. Every country is adapting the STEM system. So if we don't focus, we are building schools in the bushes and all that. You should transfer all this to STEM schools. You see, and we were here, and I told you,
Please,
no, wait. You
Mm-hmm.
see, don't. I am good in this thing about interruption. I can interrupt you all the way. Just let's respect the viewers who are watching. They are watching. They are more wiser than us. They are more intelligent than us. Let us respect them. What I said. The viewers are more wiser than us. They are more intelligent than us. It's opportunity. By grace of God, that's why we are here.
Exactly.
So when we are talking and I'm talking to them and you are interrupting, you are disrespecting them, not me. You see. So chill. Take a chill pill. Relax. Let's move. And you talk about the STEM schools, right? The STEM schools were the way to go. You could talk, what Honorable Duchum did was fantastic then. So it's not like we didn't continue e-schools or something like that. And also about, as I said about the 5-year term, you said you and I know initially said you and I know that even within 2 years, the government cannot finish, putting things together. But you and I also know that these people are also saying that they use 1 year to fix the economy.
So are you
So if you have used 1 year to fix the economy, if you have used 1 year to fix the economy, why do you need 5 years? We can give you 10 years. You cannot do anything.
I just need a clarification. Please hold on. Are you saying that 4 years is enough time for a government? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Because I think that as a political party, if you're in a position and you are vying for presidency, you should have your hierarchy in place, organizational structure in place, who will be the minister, finance minister, CEOs, and all the MMDCs. You have those people in place. So the moment you are sworn on January 7th, you're good to go. It's not like, because if you check, after the swearing in, you have to vet all these ministers, deputies, MMDCs, CEOs, deputies, and all these people. It can take a whole year. So I think the proper way is, before you assume power, you should have all these structures in place. So the moment you are sworn in, you know that this is the minister of this, interior, finance, whatever, agriculture, whatever. Then we are moving. It's not like you have to wait for a whole year to appoint all these people. You see, that is.
I probably want to understand what you're saying. Are you saying that they should have the names down?
Yeah, the nominees, the proper people in place. Because after, when you are sworn in, there'll be lobbying. I am the constituency chairman. I am the finance officer. I paid this amount of money. I bought buses for the party. So give me this position. All this takes time. The vetting committee, one person can take like a whole week or 2 weeks or even a month for one person.
Right.
So by the time we are done, it can take like 2 or more years. The proper solution is, let the political parties have their own structures in place. The moment you are sworn in, because if you want to run and make Ghana better, you should know who will be your finance minister. As a flag bearer, you should know who will be your interior minister. Because if you don't know all these things, all these people, then why are you vying for the flag bearership? That is my idea here. That is my thoughts here.
Very well said.
See, he's losing focus on the fact that it is not every president that is proactive. In fact, even as individuals in our normal classrooms and in our normal organizations, we have people who are fast learners and those who are slow takers. It doesn't mean that they are daft or they are dumb. But it is individual differences. If you don't meet a president who is proactive, like His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who promised that within 14 days in office he would have appointed all his cabinet ministers and submitted their names to Parliament, and indeed he did that. He appointed his ministers within 14 days, his cabinet ministers within 14 days, and submitted the names to Parliament for vetting. If you don't have a proactive president like John Mahama, it is factual. It is factual.
Yes,
John Mahama is so far the proactive president that we've gotten under this Fourth Republic. Regardless of your opinion, it is a fact. It is a statement of fact, and all the actions that he has taken from assuming office in January 2025 goes to prove this point. All right. If you don't have a president like him, who is able to be proactive and all that, and you have a president like what we saw in the last 8 years.
Nasa, don't go there.
What we saw in the
don't
last
go,
8
because don't
years.
make me flow. Was Nanado, my sister, Nanado, her 2024, our communication, we didn't communicate much of what Nanado did. Now, what Nanado did is unprecedented, my sister. If he allows me to flow, I'm telling you, you talk about sports, health, education, entertainment, interior, security, the whole, all sectors, Nanado just said he flawed everything. He was, I'm telling you, my sister, do you know?
The monumental scandal that greeted
what scandal?
What scandal? That he is mentioning.
Do you know what Nanado did?
It is
Charlie.
It is legendary.
Anyway, if you want to dwell on this topic, we wouldn't.
My sister, give me one with 30 seconds.
Okay.
30 seconds for rebuttal. I'll go for sports.
30
number one,
seconds,
listen. Number one, sports.
Right.
Before Nanado came, you guys built 3 astroturfs. He built 150 astroturfs. The Koforidua Stadium and Real Boteman and most of the stadiums. Right. I will talk of education. You know, from 2017 up to 2023, we took 97,000 teachers. 2024 alone, 17,000 teachers.
How many teachers do you have?
Look at education. What he did with schools and what he did with the STEM schools and all that. I will go to security. The police service. You also he provided for police service so much that he even bought them a helicopter. Look at the motors, the cars that he bought, over 2,000 cars. The Navy. If you go to Volta, he bought 5 vessels for the Navy. I could talk of entertainment, tourism, year of return. I was working at the airport back with 2019. I was at the airport when I finished school and I came to Ghana. I was at the airport. Year of return. Do you know the money Ghana got? About $2 billion. What I said, you were in powerful.
But quick question: did he achieve all this within the 4 years? Or
Nanado achieved all this 4 years. The first 4 years, the second 4 years.
Exactly. So it means he had enough time.
The first 4 years.
Yeah, the enough time. So that's why I said if Nanado took 8 years to set an unprecedented record. I'm not done. If you go to health sector, the hospital in Nanado modernized and commissioned over 200 hospitals. I can say, don't laugh. If you laugh, you are just listen. You got to listen. Ashaman Polyclinic. Adenta Obuju Polyclinic. I could talk of modernization of Tetekwashi Hospital, modernization of Kibi Hospital, Ebri Hospital, Urology and Nephrology Center at Kolebu, Bolagatanga Regional Hospital Phase 3, UGMC Phase 2. What Nanado did, I'm telling you, over 200 hospitals that he built. You guys disgrace him, made him like a bad man.
We have to move on. We have to move on. Thank you so much. All too soon, we've come to the end of this interactive and interesting conversation. I know you enjoyed it, and so did I. Don't forget, the name is Grace Gbagbo, but whenever you see me around, do call me Miss Gbagbo. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.